Alright, ladies and gentlemen, in the blue color, in the grand finals of our amateur tournament, we have got Mido playing as Cutter. On the other side of Mirage, this is Cryotomb bringing the Yapper. Now, the amateur tournaments basically offer you a £50 prize pool. Not bad at all for the lower level players, but in the grand finals, in generally all the final rounds, they are not low level players, right? Lower than what we normally do. We do have a Rising Star and a Pro League with different levels of segregation, but yeah, the Amateur League is open to everybody. So if you want to play some Halo Wars tournaments, get competitive a little bit and maybe learn, find some friends to spar with, then this is your place to be. Create an account on our website, join our Discord, hang out. You're gonna play anyway, you might as well try. Now, we're gonna be seeing a very, very delayed power extractor upgrade from Cryotomb in the beginning. This is gonna be used to basically just power up the supplies early on, and then the boys can just pick up as much of the yellow on the map as possible. They are already going up to 4 mini bases against UNSC here, but of course with the late generator upgrade, the actual income from that thing is not going to be that impressive. Only now does it reach the upgraded status, so it won't be possible from every mini base to pump a significant amount of stuff. Heavy grunts are going to be the main stay unit, and the other minis I think are going to have to be just harvesters. And then your mission is to take over the middle mini as well, or to just go to the UNSC base and try to smack down both the barracks and the generator. If you can do that, you're only going to have to deal with Marines and maybe an unupgraded Spartan. That's manageable stuff. But meanwhile, these grunts are actually fighting a garrison Marine. That's significantly slowing them down. They should be slapping the buildings down here to soften them up a little bit. I think that would be the way to go. We got a bunch of brutes out. These grunt riders are actually really good against the Hellbringers, especially if they're higher in number. They would already win at equal numbers. Obviously not 1v2, that's never happening. But 2v3, you could probably get away with that. They're quite a bit more expensive, of course. And especially when you use the rams, that's a big difference maker. And here's another squad coming to hit the main. Finally, the little warriors are victorious against the garrison as well. Cryotomb has absolutely made a sick comeback through the losers bracket. Let's see if he can keep it up against Mido here. Map control is certainly looking great, and the cheese is absolutely on. Choppers are here to bully, and there's just no UNSC around. The mass ramps might just be taking down the Spartan also, unless it's gonna be a slam and mine combo which can take these guys down. Where's the mines? Where are the mines, sir? Oh, there's no mines, man. Is there gonna be a turret at least? Yes, there's a turret. That's not too bad then. Maybe the Spartan can live. Ooh, maybe not. Maybe not. There's too many grunt riders. And he's dead. However, the turret and all these infantry might be able to hold on to dear life, especially if a second turret does come up, which it looks like it will on the front, so this is not too bad still. The Hellbringers do some AoE, right? So they can maybe target down some of these grunt riders as well. But here come the shade turrets. Throwing some shade. So unless Mido can answer this with some ODSDs, he's gonna be in deep, deep trouble. His generator might be going down next. But he's not gonna wait for that. He's already gone down with the ship. Cryotomb gets a very powerful first victory in this series. It's a best of 5, so there's plenty left to go, but great opener there. Welcome to Bedrock for Game 2. Mido is bringing some shippy action to the map. On the other side, we've got Cryotomb, who's gonna be going for Colony in this one. The generator first certainly surprised me, especially on a map where you can steal so many mini bases. This is certainly not going to be an opener with a chopper, and that means that all these elite grunts of our shippy player can just party. They can do whatever they want. It's pretty chill. But unfortunately for Mido, he's not sending anything across the map, is he now? Maybe these boys can go across, but by the time they do, I'm pretty sure Cryotomb has an established economy and will be able to build what mini bases he needs. He's not in a big rush with it. I think this slot he will leave idle and then just... never mind. Is this like a really fast tier 2? Because Banish normally don't like that. They kind of need a bigger economy, yeah. It's gonna be a hero build on slot 5th, as slot 5th. But I don't know. Is this any good against Shipmaster? Don't you just go for your own hero as Shippy? And it's scouted too. Like this grunt could see everything. He will know there's a hunter captain coming. So he just makes his own hero and he should be fine. That's exactly what's happening here. He's got a better set of timing supposedly on the minis, but no, actually he doesn't. How is that a thing? Still no mini base. Mido. But I guess he did pump quite a bunch of extra grunts in order to take power nodes. He sent one across too, so yeah, you gotta pay for the grunts. Grunts gotta eat too. The Sentinels are gonna get picked off here very easily. I was surprised they could even see them from this max range. Really hate that when they stop shooting despite being attacked. But it will happen. So you gotta deal with it. Alright, well the Hunter Captain is out and so is the Elite. Taking a lot of extra hits there for no reason. Taunt is through. And I'm not sure he's gonna be able to get away with this, but there's no detector at the same time. Cryotomb realizes the problem is getting an Apex out. Once he does, that should make a big difference. Mido isn't gonna be able to beam this Hunter Captain just yet. But once he can, it's very difficult to actually keep the Hunter Captain alive against glassing beams, so that's something to keep in mind. And also this Elite is getting the shields back in the right moment before the Engineer comes out. Gets the Hunter Capitano kill, I think. Ooh, that's sick. The skits on top as well going down. And some grunt pickoffs to top it all off. This is so nice. Forcing a War Council to be remade. But then there's the counter. You put the skits on the Engineers. It's not a meme, you guys. It's actually really good to put them on in some scenarios. And yet, Cryotomb is surprised. I'm not sure what he's surprised by. All the power nodes are now taken. And Mido is coming back with a vengeance. He's getting tier 2 behind this. He's gearing up with the raid camp. This is beautifully done. Like I told you guys, these guys are not bad players by any means. It may be called the Amateur League, but honestly, if our game had a larger turnout for tournaments, like we do today, 24 players, I think if it kept doing that, then we would just expand what the Rising Star League means. It's just that we need our players to be brave enough to show up, you know? I know it's a time commitment too, so some of you have that as a problem, but show yourself to the world. You can do it. I believe in you. If you're gonna game anyway, you might as well play in the tournaments. Okay, Honor Guard's coming back home. Because, you know, you can see that there's a Hunter Capitano out. You don't want to get charged by this thing across the map with no defenses. So, yeah, having the Honor Guard around is definitely a good idea. And all these grunts should be capable of picking off the engineers. So that removes the detection from the squad. And then everybody can cloak. But Mido doesn't have cloaking on the grunt, so that's something to keep in mind here. But there's a beam, and even through all this healing, the Capitano can't stand that. It's down again. Great use of the beam. Great use of the Honor Guard. And the grunts are supporting too. They're here to help. Woo! These guys are taking AoE right now. Both of them are going down at the same time, and Mido equalizes the series. Beautifully done. GG. Well played. That's a clean takedown if I've ever seen one. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vault. Mido in the blue color is bringing Isabel to the table. A very good pick. We're gonna see a lot of great vehicles from him. Cryotomb on the other side of the map. Once again doing an extractor first build, by the way. Is playing as Arbiter. So I wonder if he's gonna do like an early Arbiter hero build over here, or whether it's just a fast tier 2 and then getting going with your infantry blob. It could be something like that. We will find out later. But for now, he does secure his close by mini base. That's the most painful one to lose if you do, because then you're forced into a barracks play basically. The Jackrabbit doesn't get to steal that, but that also means that because the Jackrabbit went there, it's not gonna be able to pick up its own minis that it should at the right time. So Mido's build order is definitely suffering. He's also gone for a generator second build here. So, wait, was it a generator second? No, it was pad. No gens. He queued one up, but then he changed it, I remember now. So that's all good. But yeah, the Jackrabbit, you shouldn't try to mini-steal Banished anyway. Your barracks units are not going to be better than theirs. Snipers are great, but for long-term play, right? You want to come here, pick up the mini, and then go down to the power. I think that's the path to take with the Jackrabbit. And then once you sort out that situation, whether it's a little battle or not, you just come back up here. You can see the mini from here. You pick that up. Not leave. Now Mido is floating 500 resources, and what's he gonna do with it? Because this is far. The Marine is gonna take ages to get there, and that delays the mini base, it delays further economy, it delays further unit production. So, not good, not good. So yeah, you've seen a better build order from Cryotomb, despite him going generator first, which isn't actually helping with this map very much, or style, because he's going upgraded ghosts, right? It doesn't matter whether you upgrade the first ghost already or whether you make 4 ghosts and then upgrade them. It's completely immaterial whether you have that now or not. Eventually there's going to be fighting, but not within the first 3 minutes. That's just small skirmishes fighting over crates and whatnot, and maybe mini base spots. I guess it does allow you to bring over the 4 first ghosts and do it now, but even with the generator third build, you would have your resources in a moment. So, yeah. Like I said, immaterial. Those Marines are getting their asses kicked though. They're not together enough. Why are they splitting up? Well, Cryotomb is having a field day with this. That's why it's so important to have the mini done fast, right? Because then you have more Marines out. Now Mido is panic building something. I think it's just several Marines queued up in the side minis, yeah. It's got grenades, which is good, but that's a lot of ghosts. So Cryotomb overall has a really good build order here, despite being Gen 1st. And with a high number of ghosts, a lot can be done, but then again, that's a Spartan. She's a big girl, she can handle herself. One slam, one mine combo, and the ghost could evaporate. We will see. But to see a perfect ghost split against that, these things control like boats, man. So it's never a guarantee that people get the right splits off, but 3 power nodes already in the early game is really nice to have. Cryotomb won't be crying. He's very happy with his current situation, I'm sure. Well, let's see how he's engaging a Spartan then. I would say just don't do it. Just go for the... Oh god. Oh my god, the grenades! They're already as good as mines. They did the job. The Spartan barely lost the shields. Another ghost down. Yeah, as I was saying, just don't do it. Just capture some power nodes. You've got grunts around. It's fine. But losing the ghost for no reason, that's probably less fine, because it's gonna give the other guy veteran units. It's gonna give him leader power XP. You don't want to accelerate that if you can help it, right? So yeah, just go kill some sentinels. There's nothing wrong with that. You already have the power nodes, right? I think it makes sense. More economical to do this. Cryotomb working on the expo, which is great to see. Adding in phantoms now with some barracks units. It's gonna be difficult to deal with, but of course a large number of combat tech Marines could turn everything around. They're now capturing the power nodes. Very important for UNSC to have several turrets back home because of the 4th point drops eventually coming. Do not engage this. That's too many Marines. The Navy base is forfeit, basically. This is why you gotta have some suicide grunts with the boys. With the ghost, that is. Well, what now? Engineers getting added. Tons of elite rangers. It's a little surprising when Isabel goes infantry, isn't it? But it makes so much sense against this. Might as well stick with it. At this point, you're committed. Later you can add vehicles if you want, but I think it should be Wolverines. Cryotomb losing one mini after the other, and UNSC taking over the entire map. Mido is playing super well here. Just choking off our Arbiter player. That's exactly what you want to do. If you let them grow too big, if you let them have too many leader power points, they're just gonna get more and more crazy over time with Conduit of Rage coming back more often. Don't want that. Okay, base is progressing nicely. Mido is tier 2. Combat Tech Marines are happening. Vortox are getting added. And there's the drop that I prophesized. There are 4 turrets, which are better than 3. The prophecy was false all along. The generator is surviving just barely, but it's good enough. If it works, it works. The prophecy was a lie. That was a great shutdown. Okay, let's see if we can get a Spartan Slam mine combo or something. That wasn't the best, especially with the Spartan running into the mine, but the Combat Tech Marines are holding strong, relatively speaking. Wolverine adding in a lot of much needed DPS. And even the Vortogs tearing down some of this infantry. Arbiter's actually working on some holograms, and he's gonna be going down there. It's a very difficult leader, guys. No matter what you see in the chat when it comes to the Pro League and even the top end of the Rising Star League, this is not an easy leader to use. You have to be really tactical about it. Have to take calculated, precise engagements. Know when to go out on the map, know when to turtle. Build up your veterancy, ideally, as well. All that while not necessarily losing power nodes. It's a balancing act, for sure. And when it comes to the fights, you have to have impeccable micro and keep saving that Arbiter. Got no business fighting without Conduit of Rage either. Them's the basics. Alright, Mido's working towards the third base as well as tier 3 now being worked on. Not bad at all. Ooh, nice takedown on that Phantom, but I'm afraid the Arbiter will just take down all the Marines here. He's a bit of a menace like that. Except if he doesn't get focused, then the Phantom will go down. That's good too. Spartan's here now to help against all the infantry. I think the mines got dropped in a little bit too soon. You gotta milk that Conduit of Rage for all it's worth after all. Kinda got expired early here. And with the added damage of the Spartan, it should be easy enough to take down the hero. Goodbye, Arbiter. You were never a hero to begin with. Kinda the opposite, in fact. Alright, is Mido gonna plant down some Kodiaks or something? Getting another garage here, I think that's what it's for. It's a good opportunity. Guy's just pumping. This is a workout. They're absolute gym bros, I'm sure. UNSC Phantom time, let's go. Harry Tuna is asking if he's late. Sir, this is the grand finals. You could say you're late. But there's no need to hate yourself. We got tanks! Tank beats everything. Here's another prophecy. We're getting a game 5. Let's see if that works out. Again? No way. They keep getting backed. That's so funny. Well done by Mido. That's a much weaker version. Especially the single strike. If it was triple strike, then we'd be talking. The engineer gonna go down. Looks like it. Base is next. The Spartan can, of course, just steal the other Wraith. I think we'll get to that in just a sec. Cryotomb's base is about to be wrecked. He's not gonna wait for it though. That's gonna be a 2-1. So far for Mido. He's certainly coming back in the series after a not so great game 1. Yeah, game 2 and 3 were just he's putting on a clinic. Nicely done. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, a UNSC mirror. It's rare, but we have it. We have it, especially in this series. It was very likely to happen. We've got Mido coming in with Anders here for Frontier, and Cryotomb is gonna be going for Kinsano. Just gonna put the Cryo Troopers in the tomb, because this leader is all about fire. Mido's getting both of the side power barrels and even the one in front of his base. Oh, the crates there. In terms of build order, this is all pretty standard stuff. Gonna have an early hero out. Of course, being Anders, it makes a lot of sense. You get it upgraded for cheap. Easily able to deal with Hellbringers, but the initial Hellbringers are gonna cause some havoc, definitely. And you're not gonna have a lot of blue in order to make that Spartan as soon as the building's done. Or wait. Well, certainly not if we're gonna see some other spending. But it's more or less on time. Good build, good build. A lot of this just stems from the fact that we went for all the power. So yeah, that can be good. But also Anders doesn't super need it with the Spartan upgrade being cheap. Anyway, the Hellbringer is gonna open up. And there's 2 of them. Then there's 3 of them. And the Spartan has his job cut out for him. Working away at the minibase. The supply pad's gone, I think, for sure. Maybe not the entire minibase. There's a Spartan South already. Hijack is getting upgraded, and then barracks follow-up from Mido will also be happening. I would say snipers are very sensible here. We got red line. As well as heat of battle for these units. Whenever they destroy something, they get buffed. Basically become invulnerable themselves. Okay, can the Spartan lure them into a trap? All he needs to do is turn around, slam them, and drop some mines. We're off to the races for a Wombo combo right there. I think he's doing it. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Where's the mines? Huh? Where's the mines? You don't just not go for mines. Oh no, I think Mido went greedy and he went for double points in research and development. Oh no, you only need one, sir. You can do two, but this is an aggressive map. You're gonna face all sorts of infantry. Imagine a mine combo there. This entire army would have been gone. It's so nasty if you can pull it off. There was no sniper, so nothing to see the cloaked mines with. Now the two snipers have to work overtime. Well, let's see if now he's ready to use it. Cryotomb already has a second generator. No upgrade on it just yet. Same story for Mido. It's expensive, to be fair. And neither player has managed to secure a power node just yet, but they're working on it. There are now 4 snipers, so they should be able to pick these Hellbringer squads clean very quickly. The Spartan, of course, is going to work on some veterancy. Quick VLCD engage here, but there's also now red snipers around. 3 of them. How are there 3 snipers after all those? My goodness. Well, they're getting picked off pretty badly. Spartan does have to be a little careful. Both players will have turret drop available third point. So, very likely that we get to see that. For now, Cryotomb controls the middle. There are more blue snipers, but only by 1, so a micro mishap could be a very big difference maker. Finally, we got the... Oh my god, the snipers! The blue snipers sniping the red ones. That was so good. And the red army walked over the mines. This could cost Cryotomb his tournament life. This will be a 3-1 if he doesn't immediately retreat and get some turrets back home. I just don't see how he recovers from that. That is a huge defeat in the middle of the map, losing all those expensive snipers. Oh my goodness. To be fair, Cryotomb will have a faster tier 2 somehow, as Mido supposedly just spent more power on the Spartan and all that, and had a little bit less in capture income from the map, and made an extra sniper, so it adds up. Cryotomb has some chances, but I mean, there's a big income disparity right away. He's gonna lose the middle mini, there's no question about that. I have to make that tier 2 work. He really needs to not waste his flame hogs. That flame hog drop could mean life or death. He's building up a large amount of resources, so this could go pretty well there. Second base is basically a must. There we go. For a generator, I would say. And just tear it up. You got all the resources in the world. Might as well use them. Okay, it's gonna be a garage and air pad. I don't understand the air pad, but he's going for it. By the way, chat, I set a 10-minute time limit for the betting. Nobody did it, even though it was for the entire series. Well, very big sad. Very big sad. Interesting frontier picks, yes, but do remember we are using a draft system. And there's only so many leaders left deep into the series. We've banned a lot of leaders that would have been good here. We've already used a lot of leaders that would have been good here. So we're approaching the end of the line with like Johnson and Kinsano being the choices for Cryotomb, right? And it was between Anders and let me check. Anders Johnson was the picks for Mido, and Jerome Kinsano was it for Cryotomb. So, yeah. It makes sense to me. But maybe Jerome would have made more sense. There's a mine combo, and that is not gonna detonate. Are you kidding me? It was right next to it. You are joking, sir. Okay, there is a really good flame hawk drop in theory. In practice, the Cyclops, the drop turret, the Spartan were killing them, and then they ran over the mines by themselves. That's not so good. This is infinity snipers for practical purposes. Any infantry unit you make is gonna get sniped. And these Warthogs are gonna be in some serious trouble as Mido builds up his forces to 80 population as he gets an extra base. You gotta be really careful with it. It's a great choice to go for some Cyclops, even though they take ever so slightly more damage from the Flame Hogs than they would from normal Warthogs, but that's besides the point. Cryotomb's base is about to get wrecked. The Spartan is keeping all this at bay. Eventually he'll have mines again. Did you see those Wiggles? Makes the Spartan shoot faster. It's great. Loving the extra Cyclops getting added. It's just such a good way to deal with this. The Flamehawks have to respect it, and Cryotomb just won't be able to save his base, ladies and gentlemen. This is very unfortunate, but how can you possibly come back from that situation? That early loss in the Sniper Wars was just too much, and Mido is actually going to run away with this 3-1. Beautiful series. Congratulations on winning the tournament, and better luck to Cryotomb next time. GG's. We want to thank our website patrons. This is by far the best way to support MetaPlays. Your contribution helps keep the project sustainable and allows us to produce more and better content. If you aren't yet a patron, check out our link in the description and get in touch to collect your perks. We will see you the next time.